Pause for dramatic effect.
My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Abby.
Well,
let's get moving.
Today we're going to be talking about how many times a week should you be doing abs.
And I hate crunches.
We do too.
So do we. That's fine.
We really hate them.
That's fine. Honestly, overrated.
Today's topics are: what are my abs if they aren't just my six pack?
How to keep your back and neck from hurting during core work.
Why we don't think crunches are the most effective for abdominal strength and what we would rather you do.
How a strong core supports a healthy body.
And how often you should be training your core.
Yeah.
Really good, really practical today.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's get into it. So what are your abs, Abby, if they aren't just your six pack? Oh, she's really passionate about this topic.
I'm so passionate about it. If you've ever taken a class with me, you know how passionate I am about this.
Honestly, if you've listened to this podcast yet,
you
know how passionate she is. It's a good passion to have.
We do have a six pack, yes, but there is so much more going on in there.
So much more. Your six pack is your superficial muscle. So it's the muscle closest to your skin.
Yeah.
We think of it as our ab because it's the one that we visually see through the skin.
Yeah. That's the one that you see when people are like lean enough to be able to see abdominal muscles.
Mm-hmm. Which doesn't mean necessarily that they're that
No, it doesn't mean that it's strong. Fun fact.
Lean doesn't always. That's why like a little kid, well, little kids are usually pretty strong, but because just like muscle to body weight ratio. But that's why, like if you lose a bunch of weight and you don't work out, you still might see your abdominal wall, like the six pack abs.
Doesn't mean
because they just
strong.
Exist. It doesn't necessarily implicate your strength.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But we are going to give you a little anatomy lesson with the girlies. Sparkle, sparkle. So what makes up my core? We're going to go top to bottom. We have our diaphragm right at the top. Your diaphragm is responsible for breathing.
Let's change that. I'm gonna check that. Your diaphragm isn't responsible for breathing. Your lungs and your airway is responsible for breathing. Yes. Your diaphragm is responsible for proper.
Okay.
Your diaphragm isn't responsible. Your diaphragm is necessary for proper breathing. Continue.
Okay. We also have rectus abdominis. Mm-hmm. That is your six pack muscle.
That's what we're thinking of.
That's the one that you're thinking of. That is what you always think of when people are like, your core. That's what you're thinking of when you think of crunches. That is rectus abdominis. Straight up. A lot. We have our external obliques. We have our internal obliques. So those are going to be responsible for your rotation side to side, your rotation to the same side.
Yep. And those work usually contralaterally, so opposite sides of your body. So like your internal on one side, which is actually down here, and then your external on the other side, they are usually working as opposing forces to keep your spine stable.
Yeah. One works contralateral, one works ipsilateral.
Yep.
Which is just same side.
We don't really need to tell you that.
No, that's fine. You have transverse abdominis. That one runs horizontal. You have horizontal fibers.
This is my favorite muscle.
This is, dude. We love it.
We love it.
Transverse abdominis is responsible for expiration. So it is going to help you with breathing. That is like mainly its job right there. Your transverse abdominis
and trunk stabilization.
And trunk stabilization. And compressing your viscera.
Yeah, well, we could go through a lot of what it does, but
it wraps it wraps all the way around your belly. It's going to connect into your thoracolumbar fascia and your back of your multifidi in your spine, which are like little muscles in your spine.
Yep. Run up and down.
Yeah. So that's running all the way around. It's kind of holding everything there. I
always explain the transverse as a Coke can. Yeah. I like to think of it as this three-dimensional cylinder shape. People really struggle with the idea of a cylinder. I don't know. But if you think of it as like a Diet Coke can.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to think of. It's a 3D thing that wraps all the way around, attaches in the back, and then connects in the front.
Your pelvic floor, that's the bottom of your Coke can. If your whole Coke can is your abdominal cavity, your pelvic floor is the bottom of your Coke can.
Yep.
And then
it holds everything up.
Yeah. And then relaxes. It does both. Mm-hmm. Does both. And then we also have your erector spinae, which are like your spinal erectors, and you have like other jazz going on. But those are your big things. That's your big anatomy lesson.
That's going to make up what we're going to think of as our core.
Our core.
I think we think of core as I know from teaching fitness. We think of core as a two-dimensional thing, like a playing card that you can flip.
Yeah.
It is not. It's a can. It's a Diet Coke can. It can be rotated around. There's multiple sides, and then it has depth in it too. So there's a layer. It's like it's an onion.
It's an onion.
It's an onion. It's circular and there's layers to it. Yeah, that's what your core is.
If you listen to, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, I talked about my apple analogy.
Yeah.
The core of an
Couple
apple.
episodes ago.
So your 6-pack would be like the skin of the apple.
Yep.
That is like the front of it. That is rectus abdominis, responsible for spinal flexion. So it's going to bring basically this all into like forward.
Which is why you feel it when you do crunches.
Which is why you feel it when you do crunches.
Which is why we don't think crunches are the most effective of your core exercises, because it's only
you have so much
really
more to your
training
core than that.
One part of your core.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your pelvic floor, I mean, she supports your organs from the bottom. So think like if you jump and pee or you sneeze and pee, that is your pelvic floor not being able to help you regulate intra-abdominal pressure.
Yep.
She also relaxes so you can pass bowel movements, or like maybe you like to wrestle in bed with a friend or something, if you catch my drift. Okay. She has to be able to relax for you to do that. Otherwise it's going to be really, really painful.
Mm-hmm.
And then your spinal erectors, those are what's going to help you like sit up tall a little more, right? That's going to help you extend through your spine.
Yep. Yeah.
That's where you're getting that.
We talked about this a couple episodes, but I do think we should talk about it now. And we don't have it written down, so we're going to give a quick sidebar. Your core should be thought of as a pressure system.
Yes.
More than anything else.
Pressure cylinder.
A pressure cylinder. Yeah, I think that's the word that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a healthy pelvic floor is so important, because there's only so much pressure in there that we can hold. So if we start breathing properly into so if we think of it like this, our diaphragm, our pelvic floor, once we start breathing properly into our diaphragm, our pelvic floor needs to be able to relax and move with it so that the pressure doesn't get dysregulated inside of our abdominal cavity and start causing a slew of other problems. Yeah. It's not just a bunch of things that are working independently of each other, just doing their thing
together.
They are symbiotic.
Yes. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yes. I don't know if that's really real, so if that's the right word for that. So don't come for me if it's not.
Don't come for us in the comments, but
we didn't go to biology school.
We are not medical doctors. That was also off the cuff. So when we do core work, what I feel like, and you get this too, what we hear a lot is like, my neck hurts, my back hurts.
And we're not saying it like that to mock you. We're saying that just because that is
not.
It's not to mock you. It's just we hear it so much, truly.
All day, every day. All day, every day.
Yeah.
We do this full
your
time,
neck and your back hurting your hair looks really good pulled back like that.
Thank you.
You should wear it back more.
Thank you.
If you didn't watch the episode on throwing compliments like glitter, go watch it.
Thank you.
It was our episode on confidence and comparison. Okay, come back to this episode, Caitlin.
Yes. I'm back. Circling back.
Here I am. Yes, we don't say it to mock you. We say it just because it's something that we hear so much. Yeah. And it truly does sometimes feel like a broken record hearing it all the time from clients. Yeah. And it's a very real problem a lot of women have with their neck and their back. Remember that your neck and your back have one thing in common, and it's your spine. Yeah. So what you're actually probably struggling with is not core work, it's spinal alignment while completing core work. Yeah. So I'm going to start there. Remembering that your spine goes all the way from the base of your skull, the top of your neck, all the way to your tailbone. So into your pelvis, below your sacrum, the bottom of your tailbone, your coccyx bone. Yeah. That whole thing is your spine, and your spine ideally would keep a really beautiful natural S curve to it. So I have found a lot of times, and I know that this is just like such a popular cue. I'm going to speak at this from the Pilates side of the world, but I know this is such a popular cue in the Pilates world, is to push your low back down when you're completing core work. That doesn't match the structural alignment of your spine. That doesn't really make sense when we're thinking about how your transverse, for example, connects into the back of your spine. That I have found overloads other muscles in your back, such as your QL. We don't really need to give those to you. Yeah. I think a lot of times people are having hard time in core work in their low back because they're pushing down rather than, she gave this analogy a couple of episodes. I love her analogy of an apple and thinking of your core that way. Yes. We want to think of the core of the apple where all of the seeds are. So if the core, if the core of our belly is the apple, we have the skin of the apple being the 6-pack, and then we have a bunch of other things. And then wrapping around the center, we'll think of our transverse. Everything should be reaching towards the seeds of the apple, towards the center of the apple. That's what you actually want. So if you're pushing your back down into your carriage or into your mat or to whatever surface you're laying on, you're not pulling towards the center of your core. You're not keeping your spine in alignment. I'm going to start there. That's probably step one of why your low back is hurting you.
I would say step one, step also, you're
1.2.
1 and 2, 1.2. You're also probably trying to find your rectus and you're just trying to find that six pack and you are not focusing on pulling up from your pelvic floor. You might be pressing down. You might be bearing down.
That's another thing about pushing your back down is that you're pushing the pressure downward towards your belly button, which is why your low belly pooches out.
Yes. And we want to think of that pelvic floor pulling up. You're engaging through it. It's not just taking all of this pressure
A crazy analogy that I've given that really resonates for some people, so I'll start to throw them out. We can just throw our analogies that we use that we have found that work. You're boba, and you need to be sucked up a boba straw. We want to cinch and pull. We are the boba being pulled up. We don't want to just push down and back. That's not engaging your core. It's not engaging your core properly for most movement exercises.
Another one that I use a lot and like question, not vulgar, but like maybe a little bit. It should feel kind of like you're trying not to pee.
Yeah.
Like when you're
absolutely.
pulling your pelvic floor up, it should feel kind of like you're trying not to pee.
Not a Kegel where you're
not
squeezing.
A Kegel. No, but I want
It's
you to
lifting.
think like you are on a road trip. You're 5 miles from the gas station. You had one too many Diet Cokes. You drink a lot of water. You're like, shoot, I am not pulling over on the side of this road. I'm in the middle of the Mojave Desert. It's 110 degrees and I will be making it to this gas station. That sensation where you're pulling up is what you're trying to find in your pelvic floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pulling up and not pressing out. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's probably where we're going to start for low back. Start
Also,
there. If you still have low back pain, DM us.
Unless you are trying to find deep spinal flexion, there is.
What does that mean?
Where your head is coming towards, if you were laying on your back, where your head, neck, and shoulders were lifting and they were coming towards your knees. Unless you are trying
like
to
a
find
little
that
roly-poly.
Deep, yes, correct. You don't need to be making that shape with your spine.
Yeah.
You don't need to be making that shape with your spine.
Right.
So don't just sink it underneath you.
The opposite thing that I think that we're going to see that makes your low back hurt
is the arching.
So rather than pressing the back down, it's going to arch up. And this is happening because you're usually, I'm going to give it as a blanket statement. It doesn't mean that it's applying to you 100% because I haven't seen your body and I'm not working in front of you.
Yeah.
Again, this is just a general statement. Usually you lack stabilization in your trunk, which is the general midsection of your body. And so your pelvis is not staying still, the major bone right in the center of you. It's not staying still when you're doing core work like leg lowers or leg circles or whatever. Your pelvis is tilting. So it's creating, again, an abnormal shape of your spine. So again, I'm coming back to it's the spine is out of alignment. So the core is not able to work properly. And that's another one that I see a lot.
Yeah. Building on that, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. It's probably coming from not engaging your core enough for the range of motion which you are trying to achieve.
Yes. So if your legs are lowering all the way to the ground and your back's hurting. All the way
to the ground and your back is arching up and your back is hurting.
Don't lower your legs that far.
Don't lower to the ground. Or maybe we
I'm not even going to say maybe. Do not.
Yeah, straight up don't.
Lower only as far as you can keep your back in a natural arch. She always says a blueberry. Put a blueberry under your low back and don't smush your blueberry, but also don't arch off your blueberry.
Yeah.
Keep your blueberry intact under your low back.
Keeping it right there. You're
keep your pelvis totally still. If you there's a lot going on, but if there's a blueberry under your low back and then a bowl of water on the front of your pelvis,
you're not tipping your
water bowl either.
Yeah.
That's how we should be moving our legs when we're doing core work, because that's usually where we see the back pain.
Yes.
Is when the legs are the moving
And I will say too, also to my tall girlies out there, it is not in your head. If you think those double leg lifts and lowers are hard for
you, have more body mass.
You have more body mass also.
That you're moving.
If we're going to talk about like fulcrums and levers, if we remember all of that, your lever is longer. There's a lot more weight on it.
Yep.
So yes, absolutely. Do not be afraid to bend your knees. Come into a tabletop. Take a little regression.
Yeah. Lower less.
Make a smaller lever or reduce the range of motion. That is totally fine. And for my tall girlies, that is not in your head, because I hear that a lot and they're like, is it me? Am I just like, no, it's not in your head.
Yeah.
That's actually how physics works. It's not in your head at all. So if not crunches,
what do we do?
Yeah.
Because all we know is crunches.
Not crunches?
Yeah, because all we know is crunches. 100 crunches, you do them and then you're done. And
we're
that's
like,
core.
do your core work and you're like, I guess I'll do some sit-ups.
And planks.
Yeah.
Which actually, I love a plank.
I love a plank.
I love a plank with proper alignment.
Caveat with proper alignment.
Yeah, plank with bad alignment is just trashing your shoulders.
What I hear a lot with your neck too is that like you're just bringing the head forward,
or you're letting
trying to lift from the head rather than engaging from your core and letting your head follow. You should be feeling length through the back of your neck.
Yes.
Or you're in a plank and your head is dropping down in between you.
Yeah, you should be looking out and in front of you.
Or you're in a bird dog and you're looking up at the mirror in front of you and you are a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And I understand that it's hard not to look at gorgeous, gorgeous girls in the mirror. But
you're ruining your spinal alignment. In front of you. Yeah. Remember, everything ultimately is going to come back to alignment. Once we break alignment, we're changing the exercise and you're going to be feeling it in places that you shouldn't be.
And again, that spine is base of your skull to your
bottom
tailbone.
Of your tailbone.
Yes.
When we're talking about spinal alignment, it really does need to stretch that whole way.
Yes.
Well, simply put, crunches just aren't effective to train the entire system of your core. We've talked about that. And even if we're thinking about this from an aesthetic point of view, you want to train six pack over and over and over because that's what's going to look good in your bikini. Yeah. Your obliques, you're forgetting about those girls. And that's what really makes you look hot in a bikini. The six pack is one thing, but what you're really thinking of a lot of times,
most of the time,
is that cinching from the sides of your waist. And that's coming from your six pack. Yeah. That's going to come from rotational exercises that really load your obliques. That's going to come from rotational exercises that really load your core. Yeah. Not crunches. Yeah. So also, personal opinion, crunches suck. I do not like them. No. I don't like them. I also think that
I don't want to do 9 million of them.
No, and you'd kind of need to get like the benefits of them fully. Yeah. What you could do is just get a weight plate and do some really good, strong Russian twists with some crunches. And then you don't have to do as many. But from a non-aesthetic perspective, talking about our core non-aesthetically.
Not just our bikinis in Cabo.
Because we're always going to come back to the importance of health in movement.
Yeah.
A strong core, it's the center of your body. It's the center of your movement. It's the center of your life. There's strong core.
Joe Pilates called it the powerhouse.
Truly. The mitochondria.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the South.
But in this case, it's actually your core.
Yes.
Core equals mitochondria.
Core is the powerhouse of the body. Thank you.
But from a non-aesthetic perspective, your strong core that you're building in the gym from things other than crunches is going to improve your balance and stability. It's going to increase your athleticism and make it much safer. So you're less likely to get injured. It's going to help maintain a healthy and pain-free back, which remember is a spine all the way up and down our back.
All the way up and down.
It's going to improve your posture by strengthening your spine and stabilizing your spine. With that, it's going to support your spine. Your spine attaches to your hips, so it's also going to support your hips. And then remember that your hips are connected to your knees with your femur, and your knees are connected to your ankles. And
everything comes down to your core.
So you don't be surprised if your ankle pain stops happening so much. So much more that your core is supporting. So much more that your core is helping your body do and complete. Again, if you don't believe us, we're always going to give you the science for it. We've linked a really good study that we found from Harvard that we agree with, we teach in our classes. That's going to tell you why your core is so important.
Don't argue with me, argue with Harvard.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a slogan, apparently. And remember, when you're thinking of your core and you're thinking about building a workout or you're thinking about the classes that you take, if your core is being approached or addressed as a two-dimensional playing card, that is honestly just a really scientifically incorrect way to think of your core. We need to be thinking about our core with the entire three-dimensional Coke can, onion, apple, however you want to think about that.
All of it.
So we are going to give you some exercises that we love that approach your core in this three-dimensional way.
First and foremost, your 360, three-dimensional, lateral, diaphragmic breathing.
Yep. We talked about this a little bit in our episode of 3 episodes ago in our Pilates episode. We do plan to do an entire episode on breathing.
We will. Promise.
But if you don't know what...
Pinky swear.
If you don't...
swear to you. Pinky swear to you.
Thank you. If you don't know what that is and you don't want to wait for our episode, that's fine. Get on YouTube and look up 5-minute lateral breathing.
Yeah.
and complete that. Another one that I love is dead bugs, but with proper spinal alignment. If you're struggling with a dead bug, you're laying on your back, your knees are in a tabletop. Take your hands. Oh, sorry, microphone. Take your hands and put them on your knees. So if you're fully laying on your back, your whole back is supported by the floor. Your knees are floating in a tabletop. Connect your hands to your knees, press your knees into your hands into your knees, and create that dead bug shape.
Yeah.
That's going to really, oh my gosh, your core will be burning within 10 seconds probably.
Yeah.
Another one is on your hands and knees, a bird dog. Almost everyone knows this shape.
Bird dog. If you've been to PT for just about anything,
you've done a bird dog.
You've probably done a bird dog.
Yeah. Yeah. We love a bird dog. Surprisingly, I think a lot of people hate side planks, but it's one of the most impactful things that you can do for your core. So truly a 10 to 30 second side plank once a week in your core routine.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better word.
Chef's kiss.
It will change your life.
Yeah.
Another one that is so underrated.
So underrated.
A suitcase carry.
Yes.
This loads your core in a really good way. If you're a mom, this needs to be in your workout routine because you are carrying everything everywhere all the time. And this is training your core for it.
Also, maybe you just like to travel.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to carry that carry-on.
Suitcase carry is super simple. You're going to grab a heavy weight in your hand. You're going to stabilize it by squeezing an orange in your armpit. And you're going to walk to the end of one room and you're going to walk back. You're going to switch the weight to the other hand and you repeat.
Super easy. You can do it in your house.
You could.
You don't even need a dumbbell for that.
No, you don't.
You can find
you could literally just find a heavy
bag
suitcase
and fill it with some really heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Or suitcase.
Your work bag.
Yes.
If it's heavy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But again, focusing on spinal alignment. So growing tall out of our spine, sending our tailbone down, head is back and up. Yeah.
Yep. Pow off presses.
Yep.
Another really, really excellent one. You can do it with a band if you have access to that. Having it on something. You're going to find yourself hands together. Exhale as you press out. Inhale as you come back in.
Yeah. If you are like, what did she say? I'm going to spell it for you so you can Google it. PALLOF press.
So
give it a Google, find a YouTube video on it. That one's really good. Again, it loads and you can do rotational versions of this as well. So it's going to load your core in lots of ways. A surprising one, I think for a lot of people, is actually a bridge.
Yeah.
A proper bridge laying on your back and lifting your hips is one of the best exercises you can do for your core if you engage your core. If you don't, it's one of the worst things that you can do for your lower back.
A proper bridge, I'm going to go as far as to say, is one of the best full body exercises that you can do when you are doing it properly.
That's why you see it in every class.
Yes.
Because it's a great exercise.
Yes.
And one of my favorites to support the back of your body is supine Superman. So you're laying on your belly, your forehead is down on the mat, your arms are extended, your legs are extended, and like Superman, you lift your legs, you lift your arms. And that's going to be on your inhale.
Where is your forehead in your head?
Looking down at the ground because your spine is in alignment in your neck.
Thank you.
Inhale, you'll lift your legs, you'll lift your arms. Exhale, you'll lower everything to the ground. Those are some of our favorites.
Yeah. Easy, easy, easy.
How often should you be doing these?
At least 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah. Give your body the opportunity to get stronger. Try to do at least 2 times a week.
You can throw it at the beginning of your gym session, the ending of your gym session, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be this crazy thing where it's like 4 hours of core.
You do not need 4 hours of core a day.
Honestly, 15 minutes of core 4 times a week will change your life.
Will change your life. And honestly, pretty challenging.
Yeah, very. And it'll also change how your physique looks. You'll start to see major changes in your body.
You are going to want to structure that with progressive load like you would any other exercise.
Yes. If you're like, what? Go watch last week's episode.
Add some weight.
We talked about weightlifting.
Yeah.
The instructor in me obviously would be like, do your core exercises daily.
I would love. It's actually in my dreams.
But I understand we don't have time for that. Yeah. So truly, if that doesn't work for you. But if you're like, yeah, I kind of want that challenge. I do core work daily, and I think that's why I have a core strong as steel. I set aside 5 minutes in my morning. It's so short. I have a set exercise routine that I do. I do it every morning. It's 5 minutes. Some people like to do it right before bed. It's up to you. But I really do think, you'll test this. I took your class today and I crushed core. Yeah. Every time I take class, people are like, gosh, your core is so strong. I really think it's not because I don't train core like that. I really do think it's because every single day I properly engage my core. Yeah. I set aside time for it. It's very short, but it's very effective.
Full honesty, I do not set aside time for core every single day. I probably do it about 5 days a week. And that's fine. I'm still an instructor. I'm still healthy. I'm still in good shape.
And she still has a strong core too.
And I still got a very strong core. And it still helps a lot with my back pain.
It does. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so today we talked about a lot, and I hope
Yeah.
that you guys got some good info out of it. We reminded you what your abs are if they're not just your six pack.
Yep.
How to keep your back and neck from hurting when you're doing core work.
Yep.
Why we don't think crunches are the most effective abdominal exercises, things that you can do instead,
Yeah.
our favorite exercises, why your core is so important, and how you can implement this into your actual real lives.
Yeah. Okay, quick. Everybody get on the ground. We're going to do 50 crunches.
Rude.
I'm just kidding. That would be really rude.
Rude.
But actually, please do your core work this week. Not crunches. You don't have to do crunches.
But do one. I challenge you. Pick a different one off the
Yeah.
list we gave you today.
Pick a different one off the list. Maybe you just give it a go. But please do it this week. Show yourself some love. Show your
body some love.
Thank you.
Show your
And
mind
we
some
love
love.
you.
We do. We love you.
And we will see you next week.
Yay.
Same time, same place.
See you next week. Remember, get moving, girls.
Get moving.